Okay, this is the beginning of the test for different modifiers. We're going to start off with no flash, 5 feet or 6 feet from the subject, a muslin backdrop, and a 50mm lens, 6 feet from the subject. This is with no flash. This is with the pop-up flash on the camera. This is direct flash from my on-camera Altura flash. This is the Altura bounced. This is the dome direct. This is the dome bounced. This is with a homemade bounce card. Flash is straight up in the air. This is with the Black Foamy Thing. Bounce towards the ceiling. This is the Altura 4" by 5" softbox. This is the Rogue flash bender with a diffusion on. This is a Rogue flash bender with no diffusion panel on. This is the Photo Deox 6x9 softbox. Now we're going to set up for off-camera flash. So I'm going to pause it for a minute. Okay, now we're going to continue. This is with a 43-inch reflective umbrella. It's approximately 4 feet from the subject. "43-inch reflective umbrella." This is with a 43-inch umbrella used as a shoot-through. This is a 24 by 24-inch softbox. Okay, this is Albert Jackson back. After doing this video, without even looking at the pictures yet, I kind of went back and looked on the playback on my camera when I shot each one of these pictures to see if I had a decent photo. As you know, you can do a lot of things. If you have Lightroom, you can, if you get a picture within a certain what I want to say is you get the picture pretty close, you can fix almost anything in Lightroom as long as you get a decent exposure and your focus is pretty good. You can get a decent picture. So what these modifiers, to me, I mean, you may feel different, but to me, the modifiers to me is more in practicality. If you're using these things, like if you're shooting events, you may want to use one modifier versus another because of just the compactness of it, or the ease of use, or you don't want to distract people when you're taking pictures, things like that. So I took all that into consideration when I chose my favorite modifier. For on-camera flash, probably without even looking at the pictures, I'm going to assume, and I've seen this before, the flash bender is probably going to give me probably the best picture. I've not looked yet, but we'll look together here in a little bit. But the sheer weight of this thing is just, it's too much to be walking around, and it's also a distraction. I do a lot of event shooting, and it would be really distracting, especially around children. They would just drive you crazy asking you questions about what you got on your camera. And the weight of it too, that's almost like adding an extra pound of weight to your what you're carrying. It's probably not that much, but with the flash plus that thing on top, it gets pretty heavy. The smaller softbox I wouldn't use. It's just not, a little 4x5, I wouldn't use it. I could tell by looking at the picture it was really harsh light. You might as well just shoot with your pop-up as to use that thing. I mean, it may make a little difference, but not enough to where I would want to use it. Actually, in the best scenario, if you're not using a modifier, I found in every situation, if you've got something like a white ceiling or a white wall or something to bounce off of, your pictures are going to be 10 times better than any modifier you can put on it, because you're really getting a huge modifier by doing that. But as far as on-camera modifiers in dark situations where you don't have any ceiling, like you're in a high you got a high ceiling or a colored ceiling or no walls to bounce off of and you have to use a modifier. The one that I chose, and I've not looked at the pictures yet, but I really liked it. It's lightweight and it's easy as it can be to put on and off, is the Photo Deox 6x9 inch softbox. It's almost weightless. I mean, this thing doesn't weigh much more than a feather, and it's really easy to put on. So that's the one that I chose for my favorite. I mean, I haven't looked at pictures yet, and like I say, we'll look at them together, but as far as a modifier, if this thing comes out like I think it, from the look on the back of the camera, it gave a decent picture that I can work with easily in Lightroom and without blowing everything out. Another thing I found from this, I did a review earlier on this Altura speed light. It works pretty good. The only problem I had, I took 21 shots doing this video with the different modifiers, and on those 21 times I had 3 misfires. So that's about one third of the time it misfired, and that concerns me, because if I'm shooting a wedding or something and this thing misfires, I'm not sure that I could recommend this speed light. Maybe I was doing something wrong. I thought the batteries were fully charged, but it's the first time this has happened to me, and I don't know if it was because of the long length between different shots that it maybe went to sleep on me once or twice, but I woke it up. But once I woke it up, it seemed to misfire. So that's something to keep in mind if you buy this flash unit. Maybe it's just something I was doing wrong. But I noticed another thing too, if you're using this speed light and it does go to sleep on you, the only way that I've found is you can wake it up without shutting it off and shutting it back on is to hit the pilot light on it. And that seems to wake it up. None of the other buttons will wake it up, but except for the on-off. You turn it on and off, sometimes it resets itself to a different zoom length. But other than that, we'll look at the pictures, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. I've got other videos out there. Like I say, I've got a video of this Altura flash when I first got it, like an open box thing. So, hope you enjoyed this, and you have a wonderful day. I'm back. There's one thing I forgot to tell you. When I did the off-camera, like I say, if you're doing something and you don't want a long period of time for setting up, if I was doing any kind of off-camera flash, like for portraits or something where people are sitting still, and I would use the umbrella, and I like the shoot through better than I do the reflective. The shoot through gives you a softer light, and it's so easy to set up. You just stick your speed light on top of it and slide the umbrella in, you're ready to go. That's just something I wanted to add. And you have a wonderful day.